It's Wednesday, June 11th, about 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, and I would like to talk about some disturbing reporting that has come out from the AP in the last hour. The Associated Press is reporting that the National Guard is helping detain United States citizens in Los Angeles. So we were told that the National Guard would only be protecting federal buildings, federal property, and ICE agents, that they would not be participating in law enforcement actions. Now, I'm a layperson, but my understanding is it would be illegal for them to do so. I mean, let's keep in mind, Gavin Newsom has filed a lawsuit saying the National Guard there at all is entirely illegal. And he tried to get an ex parte TRO issued yesterday, meaning basically like, I want you to put out a restraining order to stop the National Guard without even hearing the federal government side of the case. And the judge was like, whoa, I got to hear their version of events. So there's actually going to be a hearing about that tomorrow. And from what I have gleaned from the lawyers that I follow on Blue Sky, what the federal government has filed in defense is not super compelling. One lawyer called it flimsy. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow. But in the meantime, they are not supposed to be engaging in any law enforcement activities. So why the fuck are they detaining American citizens? So according to the AP, National Guard troops temporarily detained United States citizens in the Los Angeles protests over immigration raids. Major General Scott Sherman, who is the commander in charge of this particular operation in LA, said that after National Guard detained American citizens, they quickly turned them over to law enforcement. Major General Sherman said that the 500 or so National Guard that are on the ground right now have been trained to accompany agents on immigration operations. And as the AP so correctly pointed out, that is a significant shift and escalation from their initial duties of securing federal property during the protests. I'm just going to come out and say it right now. Shame on you, Major General Scott Sherman. What the fuck are you doing? Where is your oath to the Constitution? Keep in mind, all of this is happening because ICE is conducting illegal raids in Los Angeles and in several other locations in California. Keep in mind that all of this is happening because ICE initiated this. The Trump regime initiated this. They came into California. They went into peaceful communities and started terrorizing folks. They started wreaking havoc in neighborhoods. They're the ones who are running over pedestrians. They're the ones who are ramming cars. They're the ones who are beating unarmed Americans with giant batons. Clubs. They're basically clubs. I can't show you any of the videos on here because my video will get taken down for violence, but all of those clips, all of that footage is over on my Blue Sky. It's ICE who started all of this. ICE came in and disturbed the peace. ICE came in and manufactured a problem. And that's what fascist regimes do, right? That's what autocrats do. They manufacture a crisis so that they can sweep in, revoke your rights, institute a crackdown, and say, see, I fixed it. I came to the rescue. I made everything safer and better. But all they are doing is wrecking shit on purpose so then they can claim that they fixed things for us. And in the process, they are stripping away your rights. They are terrorizing innocent people. And in Trump's case, and ICE Director Homan's case, and all of the private contractors, and all of the ICE agents who are getting paid $40,000 bonuses, they're also enriching themselves in the process. Never forget that Trump is always trying to enrich himself. All of these capitalist pigs are trying to enrich themselves off of the suffering of others. Do not underestimate the ways they will try to make a buck off of every cruel, horrible thing they are doing. I'll probably get into that more in the next video, but please understand this is not about keeping Americans safe. They are making Americans less safe. They're going into peaceful communities and creating chaos and instituting terror and brutalizing people's bodies and destroying shit. This is all a scheme for private corporations to siphon off your taxpayer dollars, right? These are these private businesses like the Geo Group that are running these deportation concentration camp facilities. There are private businesses like Avelo Airlines that are being paid in taxpayer dollars to fly deportation flights. All of these new ICE agents who are former, Oath Keepers, current, former Oath Keepers, Proud Boys, who are getting paid $40,000 bonuses. It's all about how do they take our taxpayer dollars and make themselves very, very rich, doing the very lucrative business of brutalizing migrants. And I just want to remind folks that Karen Bass, the mayor of LA, said that what Trump is doing in Southern California is a, quote, White House provocation. And she has repeatedly urged the Trump administration to stop it. It is law enforcement that has created this problem, that is escalating this problem. And Trump is doing that intentionally. He is trying to escalate it. He is desperate for it to become a riot so that he can justify his authoritarian crackdown. This is an entirely manufactured crisis, and it's a very typical authoritarian play. So one of the things that I think is good to note here is that the way that we resist this is we have solidarity and we stand up together, right? We don't let them pick us off one by one. When we join together in solidarity, when we hold the line together, that's where we have our strength, right? It's our collective power that enables us to have effective resistance and push back and stop the awful things that Trump is trying to do. And so I just want to add here at the end a little positive note. Dozens and dozens of mayors from around California have gotten together, have banded together to demand Trump stop the immigration raids around California. I'm asking you, please listen to me. Stop terrorizing our residents, said Mayor Jessica Ancona of El Monte. She said she herself was hit by rubber bullets during a raid in her city. We have our strength in our aggregate power, right? It's not any of us as individuals. It's all of us standing strong together. And it's also good to remember here that courage is catching. I have so many criticisms of Gavin Newsom. I really am not a fan of his. But right now, in this moment, he is demonstrating really good, courageous leadership. He is demonstrating the effective thing, the thing that we all need to be doing against the Trump regime. And that is boldly, confidently standing up for our rights and not letting Trump take an inch at all. He is holding the line, and he is not only defending California, he's going on the offense. He is vigorously pushing back. He's doing a very good job making sure that he gets out on social media. He did an interview with Brian Tyler Cohen. He's been really active, tweeting and making videos, communicating very clearly what the position of Californians is, what's actually happening. He's factually describing what Trump is trying to do. And then he and the Attorney General, they're not going to buckle. They're not going to fold. And so we are seeing, because Governor Newsom has found his courage, that mayors all over California and elected officials in other states, they are able to find theirs, right? That courage is contagious. Newsom is modeling for everybody across America the way that you resist fascism, that there is no security in appeasement, that the absolutely wrong thing to do at this moment in history is to fold, is to give up your rights, is to foolishly believe that you can secure any measure of safety for yourself or the people that you care about by trying to appease Trump, trying to capitulate. I know it feels really scary right now. That's because Trump is trying to scare you. That's because the psychological tactics that an autocrat uses, they can be very effective if you are not consciously resisting them. Especially because of the way we parent children in America, the way our school system works. We have a society where people are very much conditioned to obey authority and to be afraid to stand up against it. But Trump doesn't have legitimate authority. He's just a bully. And so it's just so crucial at this moment in time, when everything feels big and scary, that we remind ourselves that feelings are not facts, and that we remind ourselves that what Trump wants you to do is to quit right now, is to give up hope right now, is to not stand up for your rights, not be out protesting in, peaceful, nonviolent resistance. He wants you to give up in advance. So the thing we need to do is not give him what he wants. Gavin Newsom is showing the whole world the right way to do it. You don't give him what he wants. And he'll continue to ask, he'll keep trying, he'll keep pushing harder and harder. But we all know, taco, at some point, Trump is going to buckle. It's a big fat game of chicken right now. But who is the one that consistently chickens out? It's Trump. It's not the American people. So I know this feels really scary. This scares me too. This is concerning. But it's good to check in with ourselves and say, why am I feeling so much fear? Oh, it's because Trump wants me to be afraid. And I'm not going to give him that victory over me. So if you possibly can, try and reframe what's happening right now. This is just a whole lot of evidence for Gavin Newsom's lawsuit against Trump, and also an indicator to us how important it is that we show up on Saturday, June 14th, and we protect our First Amendment rights and we exercise them. When you see news like this where Trump is clearly trying to intimidate us and get us to give up our rights in advance, we are not going to give him that satisfaction. Let it redouble your efforts to be out exercising your right to protest. If for no other reason than out of spite, because I'm not giving the decrepit Cheeto one goddamn thing that he wants.